Hi, this is Denise with PaperKraftD, and today I'm going to show you how I make a hidden spine journal, also known as a journal with a case binding. What's a case binding, you ask? Well, I have a couple examples to show you. In the photo above, you can see that in this journal, the stitching from the signatures is not visible on the spine. And in this book, you can see that there's a gap between where the signatures are sewn in and the spine of the book. This case binding technique is wonderful because it allows the pages of your book or journal to lie flatter. In the previous video of this Mother Mary journal series, I showed you how I attached a curved spine to journal covers. In this video, I'm going to show you how we insert the signatures and create a hidden spine or case binding. Okay, so I wanted some thicker cardstock for this interior flaps. So I printed this same print on Nina bright white cardstock. That's 65 pound. Really makes a lovely print. And then I just printed another one of these on sticky back canvas. These need to be six and a quarter high. That's good. And then let's see, is the height right? Yes, that height looks great in there. So now I need to make it to like right here. So 3 3/4. So I know this is a little confusing because I have two copies of the same printable, one on the Nina cardstock and one on some sticky back canvas. Right now I'm cutting to size the Nina cardstock, and this will be used for the front and back inside flaps on the journal. All right, that looks pretty good, I'd say, just like that. Okay. All right, let's just start with doing 6 1/4 off of the top of this one as well. Okay, so now I'm cutting down the sticky back canvas. I'm cutting it in a similar manner as the Nina cardstock. It's going to be the same height as the cardstock because that is the height of the journal and the inside cover. Unlike the Nina cardstock, I'm only going to be using the center portion of this sticky back canvas, and that's what I'm going to be sewing the signatures to. Hopefully it'll become clearer as we move along this process. Take about 3 inches off on this side. Okay, and do 4 1/2 inches from there. Great, so this should go like right in the middle like that. And then this will go like that. I guess I could have gone over more. And this. Okay, so this would totally work just the way it is, but I am realizing that the patterns don't line up the way I had hoped they would. I'm trying to get that pattern to be continuous along the 3 panels. So I figure out that if I cut off just half an inch off the left hand side of the sticky back canvas, I can still center that canvas and it'll all align a little bit better. All right. Okay, so I took part of the knitted cardstock that I did not end up using for the front and back flap of the journal, and I cut a 2-inch wide by 6 1/4 inch long strip, and this is going to be the template for sewing the signatures into the journal. So it's going to fit right in there just like that. Okay, and it's the same height as, you know, these papers that are going to go in there just like that. Okay, so I'm folding it in half. I'm just making the template right now. So I'm folding it in half that way. I'm folding it in half this way, and I'm doing this because I'm making 3 signatures. The line there. I'm going to draw the line in that crease. I'm just using a pencil. Okay, and then I want to go up 1/2 inch. I want to go up 1/2 inch from the bottom, so I'm just using this 1/2 inch line as the guide. So I want to go up 1/2 inch. I want to go up 1/2 inch on this side. Okay. All right, so I'm going to fold that back like that, the 1/2 inch mark. This is my cheater's way of making a grid. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to go midway between these two just by going to this halfway mark. Right? So instead of having to do a lot of measuring, I'm doing most of the measuring just with by folding the paper. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, and then I could just fold it in half like that to the center, but it's actually kind of almost as easy just to do a 1/2 inch in like that. All right. Does it feel weird right there? Okay. There's a 1/2 inch in, and there's a 1/2 inch in on the other side. Okay, so is that all correct? Yep. So I've got the 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2. Make sure it's the same down here. Yes, it is. Okay, so now my holes are going to be at each of these cross points. All right, so I've got 3 signatures. Ooh, these are some thick signatures. Okay. These are the same height as that, so that's handy. Okay, I think the easiest thing, rather than trying to do this, you know, from the beginning, is that I am going to just go ahead. I'm going to get my pokey tool. I'm just going to take the center part of the signature, the very center part, and I'm going to measure, you know, I'm going to poke the holes in this center one, and then I can then later poke the holes in the other, through all the other layers. But I'm going to first start just with this one. You can see I'm going to poke in the center, here and here, here and here. Okay, so I'm just taking my pokey tool, going at that hole. Go. Okay. All right, so now you can see I have each of these holes in here. I've got my template. Okay. Great. I'll poke all the rest of the holes later. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to find the center of the signature. And luckily for these two, at least, I made the center of the signature, you know, a full-size paper. I'm pretty sure I did that for the last one as well. Okay, so you can see I've got there 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so I'm just going to put this one back in here. Excellent. That's the second signature. This is the third signature. I just need to find the center again. And yeah, got it. Same thing. All right, so I'm going to punch all of these holes first. And I'm just using this foam core as a how well can I see this on the other side?
making it bigger, making them bigger holes. All right, so yeah, you can more or less see those now. Okay, it's pretty good.
Okay, so I'm just taking the backing off the sticky back canvas, and then I'm just going to adhere this template to the center of this sticky back canvas.
There we go. All right, so I'm basically going is that right? Is that more or less in the middle? I think that's more or less in the middle. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna add this shiny, sticker paper back on there. This is just to keep it from sticking to other things that I don't want it sticking to while I'm sewing in the signatures. There we go. I'm gonna burnish all that down. Okay, I'm gonna bring back my first things first, I'm gonna take and miter these corners. Okay, and then now I'm gonna go through and add holes so that you see the holes on the other side. All right, and this is going to go into the book like that once I sew in the signatures. All right, so my next step is I'm starting in the back at the very last signature. I'm going to start here and I'm going to work this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and poke the holes into all of the entire signature. Okay, so this is my last signature, my third signature. So I'm just going to go to that center leaf in here, and I'm going to do the holes all the way through. The signature. There's one. There's two. There's three. 4. And there's 5. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to, let's see, do 1, 2, 3, and a little bit more lengths of this. I'm using this gray button thread, my big needle. I'm just going to start in the middle. Oh. Okay. All right, I'm going to need to use a pin to see where I need to put this out, because otherwise I'll have no idea. Okay. Okay. And let's see, I want to go right here through the middle. There we go. There.
Okay, so it normally wouldn't be so challenging to find the hole there, but because I have fabric on the outside, I can't just see the hole. So I'm actually using a pin from the inside to kind of locate where the hole is, so I know where to poke the needle. I hope that makes sense, but you know, this is not hard if you don't have fabric on the outside, kind of with a lot of holes hiding where the hole is in the paper. Okay, so. Okay, so hopefully you're getting the idea that you just sew the signature into that spine with the sticky back canvas, just using the pamphlet stitch like you would any other signature in any other journal. I apologize, but most of the sewing is off camera, so I'm not sure how really helpful this is to you. Uh, I can do another video showing how I sew in signatures if that's helpful. Just let me know in the comments. But clearly this is not it. I should have put the camera a little lower down. So I apologize for that. But I hopefully you get the idea of what I'm doing. Okay. And I'm not going to make you watch the whole agonizing process in real time.
Okay, so I sewed in all three of the signatures. Just want to make sure I did everything right side up before I put this in the book, because that would kind of stink if I didn't. Okay, yeah, everything's right side up on that one. Everything's right side up here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and tight. And everything's right side up over here. Okay, good. There we go. All right. Okay, so now basically I'm just going to take these strips off that were protecting the adhesive here on the canvas, and let's see, I want to make sure that I'm putting it in straight. I don't want any strings in there. Alright, so this is, I want it like 1/4 of an inch down. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, let's make sure that's right. Alright. Yeah, that looks about right. About 1/4 of an inch on the bottom, and 1/4 of an inch on the top. 1/4 of an inch.
So I'm just burnishing down the sticky back canvas adhesive with my finger. You know, you could use your bone folder or whatever as well, but I'm just doing this quick right now to make sure I've done everything correctly.
And then it opens, it's like that. It's like that, because that's rounded. All right, that's looking pretty good actually. That's like that. Okay. So that goes on that side and that goes on that side. All right, so now I just need to glue the paper down here over that. I'm gonna glue the paper down over here over that. So this one goes like that. This one goes like that. Okay, that looks about right.
Okay, so I'm just adding some glue to the inside front cover panel, And I'm just using some glue stick, and then around the edges I am using some Fabri-Tac, or this might be Beacon's 3-in-1, I don't know, whatever I had handy.
Okay, I'm going to take the book over here and just kind of hold the papers down out of the way. All right. And this isn't perfectly flat, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging to do it, but that's okay. All right. So I'm just lining this up with this paper that's already here. And I think that's looking pretty good. There we go. Okay. I'm getting a little seepage, so I'm gonna just wipe that off. Burnish this down really well. I'm just gonna roll off some of this glue that has seeped out under the edges. It's a nice thing about the Fabri-Tac is that you can kind of roll this off. Okay, so that's looking good right there. All right, let's do this side over here. Okay.
Okay, so again, I'm just adding both kinds of glue. I do a base coat, a liberal base coat of Avery glue stick, and then around the edges particularly I add some Fabri-Tac.
Alright, and I'm just going to do the same thing. All right, that looks pretty good. And that looks pretty good.
Okay, so I decided I didn't really like the way that seam looked there, so I'm looking for a solution where I can hide that.
Okay, so I want to glue that in right like that, and then I'll just trim up the bottom a tiny bit. So let's see, I'm just going to add some glue. And then just add that like right there. Oh yeah, I really like that. That's looking pretty awesome.
Okay, so I'm trimming up the bottom edge with some pinking shears. And then all the rough edges, in other words, the ones that don't have the crochet on them, I'm fraying the edges a little tiny bit and using a pin if I need to, if I can't get at the fibers.
Okay. Yes, I like that.
Okay, so this is how I make a hidden spine journal, one with a case binding. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you'd give this video a like, a thumbs up, and leave me a comment in the description box below. It really helps my channel. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell for notification when new videos come out. I am hoping to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, and with your help, I will be able to do that. So I really appreciate that. I hope that you continue watching this Mother Mary Journal series. The last video in this series is a complete flip through of the final journal, and I will include a link for that up below, up above, and also in the description box below. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, this is Denise with PaperKraftD, and craft on.